Good day. This Sunday coming is the fourth Sunday of Lent, April the 3rd, 2011. This Sunday, since we're in the A cycle, the gospel reading concerns the man born blind. From St. John the Evangelist, Gospel 9 to 41, reading the whole thing. In that world, if you were blind, as far as they were concerned, that was a result of your being a sinner, a direct result of some way or another. Now, it could be the sin that was committed in the family. Nonetheless, it reflected a state of sinfulness. We, of course, now know differently. But at the time, that was their point of view, and there was a sense of superiority over someone who had any of these natural defects. The man born blind pleads to Jesus, and he works a miracle, and now he can see. And now there's this confrontation between the man born blind and the Jewish authorities, the Pharisees. The problem from the point of view of the Jewish Pharisees, superficially, is that Jesus did something on the Sabbath. The real problem is that Jesus is working miracles, and he's winning to his side many of the Jewish people who see him as the real authority, the one who has the presence of God within him because he works so many good things and says so many wonderful things. This is offensive to the Jewish authorities because they're losing their support, in a sense, their means of livelihood. They command respect, and with it, I assume, financial benefits. They had to fight back. But in doing so, it was not something where everything was up front and they were being truthful. Consequently, the word blind now has two meanings, as often it does in John's Gospel. There's two levels. Blind, in this case, blind physically and blind spiritually. Jesus does good on the Sabbath. They accuse him of doing something against the law, which even in the strictest sense isn't true. The law certainly did not forbid doing something that was so good on the Sabbath. They just bend it so it bends in their favor against Jesus. Jesus then and the Pharisees confront one another. Surely we are not also blind, are we? Jesus said to them, if you were blind, you would have no sin. But now you are saying we see, so your sin remains. The issue as I see it is closing our eyes to our own faults, problems, sins. What blinds us to seeing ourselves as we really are is the natural avoidance of pain and the desire to feel good about ourselves. If we see ourselves as we really are, sometimes it could be a painful experience. And so we naturally have a personal interest in avoiding seeing ourselves truthfully. If we really want to know what we're all about, we really should go and ask someone who can be objective about us. Often it's good to have a spiritual advisor. Or, naturally in our families, we can have someone who does say the truth about us. Our problem is asking God, give me the grace, and with that the fortitude, to recognize who I really am, not who the person I like to think I am. The dear Lord gives us the strength to accept the truth, and in turn, to make ourselves better people. Lent is a time when we're willing to take on the pain, willing to accept the cross, to die to making ourselves the center of our lives, and asking the Lord, come, live in my life, be everything for me, and help me to understand the less I am and the more you are, in the end, how much better it is for me, and how much more goodness flows into my life. May God bless you in every way during this Lenten season.